Hi, Jamie. Hi,
Good
guys.
evening, Stuart.
How are you doing?
Look, Stu, been a nightmare season for you. 3 different managers. None of them have been able to get the results that you needed to stay in the Premier League. And it's ended up being a disaster.
Yeah, it has. But I think you've got to look at it in two perspectives as well. One of them is, obviously, Rad's not a multi-billionaire. You know, he's done well with the club since he took over for the last 3 years. I mean, look at what we had before that. You know, Ken Bates and Chilino. Absolutely rubbish. But then you look at what Rad has done for us since he's come in. Yes, he's not got billions and billions of pounds like Liverpool or like some of the other clubs have.
No, but North Bournemouth.
You've got to look at what he's done.
North Bournemouth.
North Fulham.
North Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
North Brentford.
Well, exactly.
You're Leeds United. You'd say you're bigger than all of them teams, aren't you? As a football club, you're bigger than all of them.
Yeah. But obviously mistakes have been made, and we've got to live by that. And unfortunately, I think you've got to look at what will happen next. Will it be a case 49ers take over?
What's going to happen next? What is going to happen next? Can you bounce back from this?
None of it, no. Yeah. They're a big enough club, big enough fan base, and the fans will always be there for the club.
But it took Leeds how many seasons to get back to the Premier League since 2004? So you can't say
but
that,
look
can
at
you?
the ownership before that.
Yeah, but that's not the fans, is it? The fans have always been there. Leeds have to make sure they get the right players in and get rid of the right players to come straight back
I think
up.
he's getting the right manager as well, because look at the manager choices.
Of course.
Would you have Allardyce next season or no?
Yes.
You would?
Really?
I like Big Sam, yeah. I think Sam would be all right. But that's if he says.
Yeah, I just don't know if
The
that's
money they
the
offered
answer
him,
for
I think
you.
the money they offered him to come in for 4 games was ridiculous. But
So if you gave him a season with the players that he wanted and the football that he's going to play, you'd be happy to go and watch that every week?
I'm going to retract that and say no, I wouldn't. I think you need a decent manager and a decent recruitment process, and I think we'll be all right.
Do you regret Leeds sacking Bielsa?
Yes.
You
I
do?
think he was a brilliant manager.
Yeah, he's the best manager you've had. He's one of the best managers you've ever had.
Yeah, I think he has been. And I think it was the biggest mistake they ever did by getting rid of him.
Yeah.
I do think he'd have kept us up.
Yeah, no, I agree, Stu. Look, Stu, are you going to go and watch him next season?
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah. Right. Stu, top man, mate. I really appreciate you
Thank
phoning
you,
in. I want to hear from Leeds fans. We get a few more of them on. Let's go to Lisa, who's an Everton fan. All right, Lisa.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good evening, Lisa.
I'm all right, yeah. I've been to the game today with my brother. We normally sit together, but today we couldn't get tickets together. So I was sat the opposite end of the stadium to him, but I was in the bit where the families are, where there's older people and kids. And at the end of the game, everyone was really relieved, as you would imagine, because it's not gone down again. But because the kids around me that wanted the players to come back out and be able to clap them around the pitch, but they couldn't because the pitch invasion was just so horrific. But what I think... I was with people who was quite normal, and I think if one or two of those people wanted to go onto the pitch, they would have been stopped by everybody else around them. So I don't know why that doesn't happen more broadly around a football pitch. It was a shame because the kids were sad. But yeah,
Lisa, I have to agree with you. I mean, I was watching the game, and obviously when the final whistle went, I don't want to see fans running on the pitch to take a selfie. I want to see the fans enjoying the moment in the stands with all the players coming out and, seeing the jubilation of them and the players and the fans together. But all I saw was police running onto the pitch, the tannoy coming out saying, please get off, please. And it kind of just ruined the whole spectacle for me. And they ended up just going down the tunnel. They're doing the interviews, inside. And I kind of just was like, well, what was you've stayed up. You finished 17th. There's nothing really to cheer about. You're running on a pitch to just get a selfie.
Yeah. You can't celebrate. You're just relieved. You want to be able to thank the players. Some of them won't be there next season, hopefully. But you're absolutely right. It was shocking display, and I was embarrassed to watch it happen. To be honest, and sad for the kids around me who were waiting, thinking maybe the police were going to sort it out, and there might be an opportunity for the players to come out and be able to clap them. But it didn't happen.
How are you feeling, Lisa, as an Everton fan, of going through this season after season? It must be so stressful going to games, supporting Everton over the last few years.
I live in Manchester, Gabby. I listen to talkSPORT every day. Most of the day, I listen to bits and pieces when I'm working. Yeah. And I listen to you talk about Villa. Obviously, I listen to Jamie talk about
talking nonsense, Gabby. Lise.
And I listen to Simon Jordan and and Jim White talk about Mashiri, and that's the issue. Mashiri's been in. He's made so many mistakes as a guy on before talking about Rafa Benitez, and he was spot on. That was a massive mistake. Look at you. You had Gerrard, and then you changed it. You've got an amazing manager. He sorted you right out. You're feeling on top of the world. So it doesn't feel like that to be an Evertonian. It feels like
Lisa, when that happened with Benitez, I was thinking, hang on a second, an ex-Liverpool manager who's won trophies in Liverpool, you brought to Everton because he still lives in the area and it suits him. Now he's doing media work for Liverpool at games.
It's a joke.
It's baffling how all the managers worldwide you could have got. We done it. We got Alex McLeish when you got Blues relegated, Birmingham City, our biggest rivals. Yeah, the season afterwards, you come to Villa. I was like, huh? Some of these owners with their decisions, Lisa.
I know. I completely agree. We need him to go. At the end of the game, there was relief, and then there was this moment of bit of tension, really, where I think you might have seen it on the game, but we were singing kind of sacks aboard, and you've got to say that, haven't you? Jim White talks about Mashiri being great for Everton, and yes, he's ploughed some money in, but those decisions have been monumentally bad. We've got to see change.
Yeah. Lisa, brilliant call.
Great
Thanks
call,
for phoning
Lisa.
in.
Thank you.
Sorry you didn't get to see the players after the game coming out. I did think that the whole pitch invasion is just pathetic.
But can't the clubs? I know it's an expense with the extra police and stuff, but maybe that's the only option now. You have to pay for the police now. It comes out of the club's finances and stop these players. I mean, these fans coming on the pitch, because even some of the Everton players were sprinting off because do the fans even like me?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We struggled this season. I might get a little punch here or something.
All I got was Decore celebrating for about 2 seconds, and then all of a sudden, bang, everyone was just running off the pitch, and the players running off the pitch. And I'm thinking, well, you just ruined the whole spectacle of it. I want to see, what it's like.
Exactly.
The players all running off the pitch. They're scared because they don't know what reaction they're going to get, what fans going to come up to them. I just find the whole thing all so bizarre that it keeps happening. It happens every season. But anyway, let's go to Brian, who's an Everton fan. He's phoning us from Sweden. All right, Brian.
Good evening, Brian.
Yeah. Good evening. So,
go on.
I'm going to talk about the pitch invasion. So the thing is that I get that you're happy, but I don't care about the moment. But we have Premier League clubs after us, like for breaking the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like what about it? So I think that because players didn't celebrate it because they will get involved, and the charges will be more. So I think it's selfish, if I'm being honest, because the players didn't get to celebrate. And, I mean, they did a job. I get that we support them. I was even in England at the Fulham game when we lost. It was actually my first game.
Yeah.
And I just that moment that I don't get why we do it, because Crystal Palace was a comeback that was the moment. This moment was just like belong to just go to the pitch. And we can't do this, but because we have so many Premier League clubs after us to take points of us because breaking the rules.
Mm-hmm.
All the Southampton, Leeds, Leicester. I mean, that's the thing. So I agree with Lisa.
Yeah, Brian, I agree with you as well. I really do. I don't like it. I don't like to see it. I don't know how they change it. Let's maybe it's something that needs to be discussed in the summer and just try and stop it. But I don't know how you do it. I just want to see at the end of it, if I'm a fan, I'm there or I'm watching it on TV, I want to see the players after the game. I want to see the players celebrating. I want to see them running around. Even if the players go over to the fans and get in the crowd, that's fine. But I don't want to see a load of them just steaming onto the pitch.
But you shouldn't even be allowed. You shouldn't even be allowed on the pitch.
Well, it's illegal.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't even be allowed on the pitch.
Legal. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's go to Ross, who's a Leicester fan. All right, Ross.
Good evening, Ross.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening.
How are you feeling, my friend?
Devastated, but I know I've seen it coming. To be fair, and as I just said to your producer, I mean, you can quote this if you want, and I'll tell you why I said this in a second. But within 6 years, we've gone from facing Atletico Madrid to Rotherham. The reason I say that, because obviously that's where I'm from, and obviously my best friend texts me saying see you next season, but. It's a lot of things have happened this season. We sacked Rodgers too late. Schmeichel even was the biggest blow of all. Obviously that was a massive loss. He was such a leader in the dressing room, and obviously we've not replaced him. don't get me wrong, Everson's done well since he's come in. I'm not saying that. I want about leadership. You know, no one took leadership this season. You know, and obviously, yeah, we played well today. Brilliant win. But we should be playing like that every week, not just suddenly turning up when it suits them. You know, most of them players are not going to be there next season. Maddison especially.
Harvey Barnes. I don't think you keep hold of him.
You know, do you know what? I obviously I heard you earlier about, you know, Aston Villa wanting Harvey Barnes, which is fair enough. Do you know what? He's a quality player. You know, and obviously scored this season. Obviously, I watched the game with my son in the pub, and obviously we went absolutely crazy. Obviously, we're in a pub in Rotherham, and obviously they all want us to win because they want Leeds to go down. So we've gone down with them. But here's a stat for you. The last time Leicester got relegated to the Championship, Leeds also did too. And also, even weirder enough, do you know who came 17th in 2003-04, as well as this season? Everton. Which was really weird. So basically, Everton came 17th in 03-04. And obviously they came 17th this season.
So Ross, are you a Leicester fan? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you live in Rotherham.
My mum and dad are originally from Leicester.
Okay, but you live in Rotherham.
Yeah, yeah.
So at least you get to go to games just around the corner.
Do you know what? I've been to a lot of games this season. Do you know what? I understand why you. Do you know what? Gabby? Do you know what? I chuckle about it, but at the same time, obviously, I probably will chuckle about it in a few days. But do you know what though? It's interesting.
Yeah.
I've been a lot this year. I've been to Bournemouth, which was a 14-hour trip from here at Rotherham.
Love that.
I've been to Brighton. Aston Villa, which was our only good away win of the season. Really good away win. No respect.
Very good. No, very good result.
Now you've got a trip to Plymouth, Ross.
You know what? I'll take that trip to Plymouth. I just hope it's not a Tuesday night, but I was there Monday night at Newcastle. And obviously, you know, miracles happen.
Do you think you'll come back up, Ross, straight away next season?
Oh, God.
It's not easy, the Championship, mate.
Now, do you know what? The Championship is a very, very hard league to get out of. The year after we got relegated in 2004-05, which we struggled a lot, and we sold a lot of players. Obviously, Muzzy it was our best player that year, and obviously he left unfortunately went to Birmingham. Obviously, we won't talk about that. But obviously, they drew 21 games that year, so I do fear for us. I really hope we do come back up, and it makes us weird as well. The day of the Championship season starts, it's on my 30th birthday. As well, so
right. Well, hopefully it'll be a good one for you.